Good evening, councillors. Thank you very much. Welcome to Cabinet on the 11th of March 2024. Before I start the proceedings, I'd like to say some of you may be aware on social media today that police are looking for a Claire Addison who has been missing since early this morning. The council and the officers and members are really worried about her. So if you've seen her or heard from her, would you please get in contact with the police as soon as possible? Thank you. Secondly, there is no fire drill scheduled in the building this evening. If the fire alarm sounds, therefore, please could I ask that you make your way down the main staircase, out of the main doors of the town hall, and congregate at the entrance to Caldicott Park. An officer of the council will then give you instructions when it is safe to re-enter the building. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 1 is the minutes of the last meeting held on the 5th of February 24. I move from the chair that they be accepted as a true record. Can I have a seconder, please?
I'm happy to second that, Chair.
All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Claire. Secondly, Chief Executive, are there any apologies, please?
Chair, we have apologies this evening from Councillor Willis, Councillor Moran, Councillor Mystery and Councillor Ms Dumbleton. And tonight we have Councillor Mrs Brown representing the Labour Group.
Thank you. Thirdly, to receive items of interest, to receive the declarations of interest on A, non-pecuniary interest as defined by the Councillor's Code for Conduct. No. B, pecuniary interest as defined by the Council's Code of Conduct for councillors. No, thank you. And C, under section 106 of the Local Government Finance Act 1992, non-payment of community charge or council tax. No. Thank you. Item 4, question time. Are there any questions, Chief Executive, please?
There are none, Chair.
Thank you. Moving on to item 5, growth and investment portfolio. Item 5 is UK Shared Prosperity Fund. Councillor Picker.
Thank you very much, Chair. So the report is a recommendation to Council that we approve the proposed spending for year 3 of the UK Shared Prosperity Fund. In addition to that which was already agreed by Council last year, there are a number of new projects detailed in the report, including a shopfront improvement scheme, development of a business and community hub within the town centre, and an extension of the successful business grants from the town centre to the whole of the borough. So those are the proposals set out in the report. In addition, there will be a further report on the remaining capital spend, which is yet to be committed, but discussions are ongoing about projects that can come forward through the UK Shared Prosperity Group.
Thank you, Councillor Picker. And I understand from the Chair that all our grants have been spent, taken up by small businesses. So well done to the team that done that. Councillor Barbara Brown, have you got any questions, please? No, Councillor Rood has.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was agreed by the all-party group, I believe, at their, which our member told us at our group meeting the other night all about it. So, yeah, let's get on with this tranche of it.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councillor Picker. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Robbins, thank you. Those in favour? Carried, thank you. Item 6, Councillor Picker again, shopfront designs, please.
Thank you, Chair. So this is a recommendation that we go out to consultation on the shopfront supplementary planning document. This should be seen in conjunction with the wider programme that we've put forward for the town centre in terms of bringing a more cohesive design code to shops and businesses within the town centre. It has been to Planning Services Working Party and they approved the document, so I'm hoping that we can recommend it to Council and hopefully adopt it as soon as possible.
Thank you. I recall being here some years ago when we had this same sort of thing, and it was well received by the small businesses in the town. Councillor Mrs Brown, any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Councillor Roadhouse.
Finally. Yeah, same as you, Derek, around that. I do hope that everybody does engage, local businesses and shops and Rugbyford, the whole lot really do properly engage with this, because it's a really important document to get right. So the more communications we can do on this, the better. You know, and I hope that we'll be trying to raise that with everybody concerned.
Totally agree with your comments. It's been moved by Councillor Picker. I'll second it from the chair. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Item 7, Leisure and Wellbeing Portfolio. Councillor Daly, swimming pools, please.
Thank you, Chair. In the 2023 spring budget, the Chancellor announced the Swimming Pool Support Fund, making available £60 million support for public swimming pool providers in England. Rugby Brough Council submitted the Phase 2 application in October 2023, following support from GLL as the operator of the leisure centre. RBC has been successful in securing £185,421 of the Swimming Pool Support Fund, funding for 2 capital interventions to be delivered at the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Centre. This includes £128,748 to fund the installation of photovoltaic panels, with £56,673 to be used to replace the remaining fluorescent lighting at the site with LED lighting. These interventions will significantly reduce energy consumption and operating costs for the operator, supporting the centre's sustainability. Combined, these 2 interventions will provide a reduction in consumption of approximately 131,000 kilowatt hours per year. This report simply seeks approval to accept the funding allocation to transfer it to the operator as per the national guidelines. SPSF funding is specifically to be used as capital investment for swimming pool operators and cannot be retained by the council or used for other purposes. It must be passed on to the council swimming pool operator. Rejection of this request would result in the funding being retained by Sport England, and that's why I'm moving the report this evening.
Thank you very much. Councillor Ms Brown.
No, not really. It follows the follows a defined process, so yes, that's fine, thank you.
Councillor Roadhouse, no comment, thank you. It's been moved by Councillor Daly. Seconder, please. Councillor Miss Watson-Merritt, thank you. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. Councillor Daly again, Rugby Brough Council playing pitch and outdoor sports strategy, please.
Thank you, Chair. This report introduces the Rugby Brough Council playing pitch strategy for the period up to 2040. The strategy focuses on the supply and demand for playing pitches, that's grass and artificial, within the borough. The strategy is a robust evidence-based way decision-making in respect of future provision and management of grass pitches and recreational facilities. Creating a high-quality and sustainable network of sports pitches and outdoor leisure facilities can increase opportunities for sports participation. RBC is engaged with Sport England and a range of sport national governing bodies to assess playing pitch provision and develop a plan for improvement. The playing pitch and outdoor sports strategy for Rugby Brough Council provides a clear strategic framework in relation to the provision of playing pitch and outdoor sport facilities across this local authority. It's been developed in using Sport England's prescribed guidance and methodology in partnership with Sport England playing officers, national governing bodies of sport, such as the Football Association, England Rugby, England Hockey, etc. It's been developed and produced using an external Sport England approved provider using their approved framework supplier. The analysis in part 5 of the report lists all existing pitches and courts across the borough. What I would like to see now is us actively looking to increase the availability at these already existing sites, using any potential developer money to enhance what we already have and bring these pitches to a good or better standard for community use. I'm moving approval of this report as an imperative this council has an up-to-date PPOSS to underpin future proposals relating to sports facilities need across the borough and to support potential external funding proposals.
Thank you. Not a lot I can say about that. You've said it all. Thank you. Councillor Mrs Brown? No comment. Councillor Roadhouse?
Yeah, just a couple of comments really. It's a hefty piece of work with a lot of background work that's gone on into it. And the action plans that have come through it as well. I wish there'd been a bit more consultation with board members around some of these items and discussions that are taking place, but you know, there we go, get consultants in, they crack on and do what want to do. They get paid, don't they? And off they go and present the report. On the climate change impact element that the officers finished off with, it says there is no impact on other providers or partners. I find that quite surprising.
Any comment, Councillor Daly?
Thank you, Councillor Roodhouse. Lots of this process started before I was a portfolio holder, but I'm willing to speak to the chief officer to find out what engagement there was and if we can do more in future with similar reports. I'll also get back to you about the comments on the climate change and biodiversity at the end.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councillor Daly. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Picker, thank you. All those in favour? Carried, thank you. Item 9, Rugby Art Gallery Museum Working Group. Councillor Daly.
Thank you. This report is just an update on some of the work that Rugby Art Gallery and Museum have been doing since the working group met a couple of years ago. So just the report states some of the successes of the last couple of years as the Art Gallery and Museum has grown again since obviously the closure over COVID. Some of those examples that are given in the report include a restructure of the Art Gallery and Museum and Visitor Centre, look at finding some financial saves and prioritisation of programme delivery to meet the desired outcomes of that working party. There's been an introduction of social history exhibitions utilising objects owned and stored in the social history collection, including displaying town stocks from 1870, a cold cathode clock from Rugby radio station, which transmitted the time signal used by the speaking clock, and BBC Radio's famous Pips, and a bone shaker bicycle donated by the founder of the Hospital of St Cross. We've seen the installation of a permanent display area for the Rugby collection, Rugby's owned and stored collection of over 220 pieces of art, including paintings, prints, drawings, photographs, including works by many significant British artists. There's been a serious increase in the number of educational visitors, so children and schools visiting, from 2,813 visits in 2019-20, which ended just before the COVID closures, to 4,848 last year, and already 4,677 visitors this year, with Q4 performance still to be added. And we're looking to set up the Friends of Rugby Art Gallery Museum, which will be launched in April 2024 to drive additional income and engagement opportunities. We've also recently seen a reduction in reimbursement of business rates received by Rugby Brough Council, totalling £611,000. I've been really pleased to see some of the improvements at the Art Gallery and Museum, and I know I was on the working group a couple of years ago, and I think Councillor Roodhouse was on that working group as well. We talked about some meanwhile uses, and the report talks about what we want to see from the Art Gallery and Museum going forward, and I think it's an integral part of any town centre regeneration strategy that we have, and I'd like to see it continue to grow and become even stronger and become a really important part of our town centre.
Thank you, Councillor Daly. Councillor Brown.
Not really a question. It's just how heartening it is to hear that this is a step on the way, and that you're looking to develop it in a more significant way. Thank you.
Councillor Roodhouse.
Yes, as a member of the working group, seems like eons ago, I don't know, some time ago. It was another leader then as well, at that point. No, it's welcome to actually starting to see the recommendations flowing out on that, and I would agree. It's probably one of the most important buildings within the town, and certainly to be utilised with the town centre regeneration, we need to maximise it. And there's some really, I have to say, I have to congratulate the staff there. I've worked with some of the staff over the last sort of year or so there, and certainly on their outreach work with education and raising that profile has been really, really good, and they're really engaged and they really want to do more. Be interesting to see if we actually do manage to get a cafe operating or some facility within there. We've had a bit of an up and down around that, but it'd be nice if we could get that operational in that element of it. And I look forward to the launch. Is it April, I think it says, of the is it the Friends of Rugby Art Gallery? And I do think that has the potential to raise some significant funding, but also allows us to go elsewhere and raise funding which the council could not access as well. So I think there's great opportunities to do that. And I suppose I'd better declare an interest that my daughter was involved in that. So
Thank you for your comments, Councillor Roodhouse. It's been moved by the chair. sorry, by Councillor Daly. I'll second it from the chair. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Councillor Daly, I take it you're taking item 10. Okay. Item 10 is Rugby Borough Council's 50th anniversary. Thank you.
Yes, so this is regarding the 50th anniversary of Rugby Brough Council itself. So this report deals with the 50th anniversary of the creation of Rugby Brough Council and the approaches being taken to commemorate it. The Council would like to mark the occasion by delivering various projects throughout the year to commemorate the golden anniversary. This will include a mayor tour of the borough, where the mayor will visit every part of the borough throughout 2024, highlighting the work of local organisations, meeting with volunteers, catching up on projects funded over the years, and visiting some of the borough's natural and historic sites. And that will culminate with a commemorative scrapbook of the mayor's journey across the borough to be displayed in the mayor's chamber. A Memories of Rugby programme where the council will engage with the public to seek memories of rugby over the last 50 years and help the council celebrate Rugby Brough Council's 50th anniversary. This material will then showcase 50 years of rugby across the council's social media channels. There'll also be a feature and an exhibition at Rugby Art Gallery and Museum in the balcony gallery with selected photographs and memories being stored in a time capsule to be opened in 2074. Sorry, that would be a challenge. And we're also looking to celebrate local people, so an invitation for nominees to be submitted for celebrating local people who have significantly contributed to the borough over the last 50 years, as per the Council's Civic Honours approved procedure. We'll have a commemorative tree planting programme, the planting of 50 commemorative trees as part of the Council's commitment to increase tree canopy coverage across the borough. Sounds of the Bandstand, which will be held in Caldecott Park throughout August, with free performances from a variety of local concert bands, jazz, big bands and small groups to bring people and communities together to enjoy the sounds of rugby. There will be the town centre flagpoles will have special commemorative flags using the insignia of rugby to be flown following the conclusion of the Women's Six Nations this year, and also the Food and Drink Festival. So Rugby first deliver the town centre food and drink festival, but this year we're looking to have a theme focusing on celebrating 50 years of rugby, and the food festival would see local food and beverages at business attractions to welcome local residents into the town centre, promote the town as a place, and be proud and promote all businesses here. What I think is important from this report is that these proposed projects will be delivered from existing internal resources through spending that was already planned as part of the council's budget.
Thank you. I urge all members of the council, all 42 members and officers, to get involved in this. It's not very often that I'll be in an anniversary, a council one that is. So yes, I urge everybody to get involved. I think it's well worthwhile to prove what we are and who we are and what we do for our community. Councillor Mrs Brown.
Yes, thank you for that, Councillor Daly. I'm looking forward to seeing what is done by residents in the town too, because what you describe is really interesting, very full programme, and rather than just do things to people, I know you want something that is reciprocal, and so I'd like to see the programme when it's developed as a two-way thing. So I'm sure you've got that in hand, though. You will tell me, won't you? Thank you.
He might. Councillor Roodhouse.
Thanks. Similar comments. Also, I'm glad that it's fitting within existing budgets. You may need two cakes. People have different, you may have to consider that. Not everybody can eat normal cake. So there may be something around that. But the other point is you talk about the jazz and the band and using the bandstands. Of course, there are two bandstands in town, and there's two parks in town. And it'd be amiss of me if I didn't mention the other one. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble with a certain member of my group who has long campaigned around that one, which does have all the power and the other bits and pieces. So could we please use both parks and both public spaces? It's not just all about Caldecott Park. If this is about the borough of Rugby, let's make sure it's about the town and the borough and not just focusing on one place.
Thank you. Councillor Daly can come back.
Yeah, thank you for comments. Firstly, Councillor Brown, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's really important that actually we try and involve as many members of the community, and I'm really glad to see that some of the planned activities involve, you know, the mayor visiting organisations. And I really liked was catching up on programmes that we've supported in the past 50 years, to see how they've developed or what they've grown into since maybe the council supported them. With regard to the bandstand in Whitehall Rec, yeah, I completely agree, Councillor Riddell. I've spoken to, I think, the Councillor Sanderson you might be referring to. And actually what I think we as a council need to remind people is that anyone can book the bandstand by contacting the Talk in the Park email, and actually maybe we need to just remind organisations of that. These particular events, this particular programme of events is a Sound of the Bandstand event, which will be happening in Caldecott Park, but I think it would be great if more community organisations and groups and bands and musicians would hire the bandstands, and we can do whatever we can to try and help promote that as well.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councillor Daly. I'll second it from the chair. All in favour? Thank you. The following item contains reports which are to be considered en bloc, subject to any portfolio holder requesting discussion of an individual report. To consider the following resolution under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the public be excluded from the meeting for the following item on the grounds that it involves the likely disclosure of information defined in paragraphs 1, 2 and 3 of Schedule 12A of the Act. Could you stop live streaming, please?